Hi there, my name is Declan Byrne. I'm a director with PTC's Aerospace and Defense Group, really focusing on commercial airports and airlines. And I could not be happier today to be joined by a couple of friends and business partners to really tell an interesting story about how Southwest Airlines and PTC's partner Sable Solutions has really revolutionized what we call smart connected operations in the airport and airline space.
So Sable Systems is a consultancy, management and software consultancy company. We provide systems integration for software solutions for clients, anywhere from basically from the start to the finish. So business requirements, analysis of systems, things like that, to solution development, to rollout and maintenance and sustainment. So back in 2017, actually, was when this all began. We started working with Southwest Airlines. The reason we got into it, or one of the main reasons, is we have a lot of aviation experience and SMEs that understand the industry. And so we were able to kind of take that problem statement that they had, kind of as we joke around that, your equipment knows more about your business than you do, right? Is that what kind of saying? What that means is that the data is out there, right? It's just a matter of wrangling and get your head around it and bringing it together in some sort of valuable fashion.
Southwest is known, obviously, as a very innovative airline, kind of implementing cutting edge, both on the customer side and the technology side. What problem were you trying to solve as you thought about visibility across the operational storefront?
I'm the senior manager with the analytics team in our core facilities department. We take data from our built environment systems and we try and provide that to the operation and our planning partners to make decisions on. As we've seen more and more technology, more and more data, it seemed like it was very compartmentalized. We were looking for solutions that we can bring that data into a common interface, get it in front of our employees for them to be able to make decisions on, see collectively, and try and get out of, I guess, the environment where when you're logging into different tools, you're only seeing that perspective. Try and broaden the perspective of how they get information.
You had a world of possible data sets to capture and analyze and understand, and you settled on four initially: passenger boarding bridges and kind of all the activity around that, baggage handling systems, de-icing, glycol fuel mixture, and fuel. How'd you settle on those four?
We wanted them to be relevant from an operational perspective, um, and we wanted it to have kind of a target around um, KPIs that the company has that we can track against and leverage the assets that we have in corporate facilities to provide that information, that data set. So I think those four areas we thought would be beneficial from a reliability standpoint on our side and informative on the operations side.
Is there a broad understanding across Southwest that this capability exists? And is there demand to see the data and the analytics associated with it?
I think it's growing.
Mm.
So our innovation team has been very interested, and they're actually using the data out of the tool for other proof of concepts and ideas that they're exploring currently. Historically, this data existed as kind of something that you go back, you kind of comb through, and you analyze um, from a historic standpoint. It was looking back. The tool is now allowing us to look at active data and live data and be more preventative and even in some ways forecasting, at least on the equipment side.
And I guess immediately reactive too, because as I understand it, the ThingWorx enabled platform is connected into your centralized maintenance monitoring system, sending alerts if the bridge comms go down, or that's pretty powerful. It's
Well,
not only visibility, it's actually
you
into
don't want to get the
management.
phone call, right?
Sure.
So you don't want to have to the operation to tell you something's broken. That's not us doing our part to make sure they have the tools they need to be
And that's not the
successful.
Southwest culture, I
No,
guess, right?
no,
Yeah.
yeah. So with that, this is giving us the information to react to it quickly, not having the operation being the one to tell us something is potentially broken, and even starting to be predictive. Looking at calibrating ranges for equipment, seeing things are falling outside of calibrating ranges, and trying to fix things before they break.
So Southwest hires you to go implement this solution. You're talking to a lot of vendors that don't know you from Adam.
Hmm.
They have some sort of relationship, I guess, with Southwest Airlines or the airport in which they operate.
Right.
Does that put you in a weird position sometimes? I mean, they don't work for you. And how do you navigate that?
We lean on Southwest a little bit sometimes to support that relationship, but it's really just trying to be transparent, right? And we're not there to take anybody's business. We're not there to horn in on what they're doing or their operations or things like that. We just want to get that information, that actionable information that we can then pass along to Southwest. And
Right.
so we're just try to be benign, right?
Sure.
And just be supportive.
If you look forward 5 years, 10 years, I mean, I think about all the data that wants to come off an airplane, for example, in a very limited turnaround time. Can what you're doing with Sable and the ThingWorx platform help that in any way? I know there's engine data, there's passenger manifest, there's catering. It's sky's the limit in terms of the data that needs to come off in a very quick period of time.
Yeah, I think the tool is capable of so much, and I think that's what we've appreciated so much about it. The partners that we've reached out to have sent data over in a variety of different ways, and ThingWorx has pretty seamlessly harmonized how we look at those and brought those together through an interface that is just a collective, common, easy to use interface. We're focused on trying to bring a lot of different complex building systems together and allow people to see that data collectively, and that's allowing them to ask questions specific to their roles. So as far as scaling it out to, I would think any kind of a business where you have a lot of moving pieces, I think yes, this tool would have the ability to help recognize that.
There's a million use cases out there for connected operations. I mean, this is one example, right? The airports is one example, but it can be used practically anywhere that you have an operation, that you have equipment that's gathering data and sending that data anywhere. But as long as that data is available, we can bring it in,
Sure.
report on it. And
Right.
so I think, kind of the sky's the limit when you really think about it. There's just, and then taking that, there's connected operations everywhere, but then taking that, using predictive analytics around it to help, support the business and so forth. I think there's just a ton of possibilities out there.
Well, you guys have been great. I know Southwest loves what you're doing for them, and we certainly like having you as a partner in the aerospace and
Yeah,
defense world.
absolutely.
So I look forward to a long and fruitful cooperation in the future. Thanks so much, Kevin, for joining us today. Thanks so much, John.
Thank you.
you.